hey Rocky, we've spoken a lot about movies, and now let's get a little bit of television. You being a Gen Xer, me being a millennial, there's a big difference between the
Absolutely.
shows, the shows that you watch growing up and into adulthood, and the shows that I watch growing up and being adulthood, and they're pretty much standing till the test of time.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about that. So why don't you just hit that intro? The differences between Gen X and millennials versus all the other generations, right?
Correct.
Younger generations, because we've talked about how the differences of the sitcoms from today or within even in the last 10 years, there's very few, 10, 20 years, are very few versus, our generation when we grew up.
Yeah.
And there's some decent ones that have come out within the last 10, 20 years, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about those memorable shows that are pre-2000, that began pre-2000.
Yeah, because if that was the case, I would have put The Office, but it's 2005.
Yeah, pre-2000, and these are shows that started up back then. They were not only fan favorites, pop culture favorites.
Yeah.
These are also shows that have served the test of time. And many of these shows that we're going to talk about or that are on our list are still running today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, this list was hard actually for me to make because just like our franchise one that we did earlier.
Yes.
Franchise actors, the TV sitcoms at the same time too, back in the 80s and 90s, were kind of defining aspects of our generation, both generations.
Correct.
But, so let's, narrowing it down to 5 was hard. So how would you rate your shows that you chose? Like, what's your number 5?
So my number 5, believe it or not, is a black and white TV show that would come on every time it was New Year's Eve in New York. They would show it on Channel 11, and that's The Honeymooners.
The Honeymooners, absolutely.
I love The Honeymooners.
Great movie. I mean, great TV series.
Great television series.
It actually spawned a couple of movies after that.
It did, and also, I'm not sure if it's on YouTube anymore. They went back 20 years later in the 1970s, and they filmed what happened after The Honeymooners in the 70s.
Okay, yeah,
when they're older.
Yeah, and then there were actually a couple of movies made afterwards. I know there was one in like 2003, maybe not. And then
with Cedric the Entertainer.
No, that was 2005.
Okay, yeah, with Cedric the Entertainer and
another movie that Mike
Epps.
Epps. Yeah, I don't know. That one probably shouldn't have been made.
No.
Well, it's not that it was a bad movie, but it shouldn't have been called The Honeymooners, and it's a bad remake.
Yeah,
it should have been its own show. And not piggyback on the success of the original Honeymooners, because Jackie Gleason and Art Carney were just phenomenal.
Great pair, and it just stands the test of time. It still plays to this day. Even the music and the intro, there's just something about the Honeymooners I love.
I think back then for that one, and watching my parents' generation enjoy it so much, was the fact that it was about middle-class America. I mean, he was a bus driver. I think Jackie Gleason was the bus driver.
Yeah.
And Art Carney was a sewer worker. So they worked in public service and this and that, and then, you're hitting on topics and subjects that were new at the time.
And showing women that they're tough. Like, what's his name?
Well, that whole women's revolution.
Yeah, like women's
rights.
She didn't even take his BS. She's just like, yeah, I know, straight to the moon. He's like, I want to go to the moon, and she's just
to the moon, Alice.
Yeah, and he's not even fazed by it. He's just like, yeah. She's just like, yeah.
And then their antics. I mean, it was. They were doing stuff in the sitcom show that other shows at the time were not doing.
Right.
And so we're talking mid 50s,
1956.
1950. So back then you had, the. Probably what was back then, like Leave It to Beaver, Mr. Ed. They had other shows that weren't anything like this.
Davy Crockett,
Davy Crockett,
Born in the woods
So they had those variety shows and all those back then, but but the Honeymooners, I give you credit. That's a great show of its time.
Only one season, but there was a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I don't think they really kind of. Well, how many episodes were there altogether?
There was a few. I don't know how many exactly. I know it was just one season, and Jackie said he didn't want to do multiple seasons because he felt that the magic would have been lost or things would have been recycled.
Probably. I mean,
Right.
so what? Season 1 had 39 episodes, and
That's
then
all it is.
there wasn't a season 2.
No, so like I said, what happened was in the 1970s they did a follow up where they did acting in Atlantic City. So they did follow up, I guess, a season 2 when they're older, but with just like 2 or 3 or 5 episodes. I forget how many it was. Like I remember one of the episodes was that they were still in the Brooklyn apartment and they had all the original furniture, but what the episode was them updating and upgrading their appliances.
So yeah, and it was such a big thing that even Back to the Future referenced it. So.
Oh yeah. When Ralph dresses up as a man
It
from
was
outer space.
1955.
1955.
Like, what do you mean it's brand new? Yeah, I seen it in a rerun.
What's a rerun? You'll find out about it, kid.
That's a great choice. The Honeymooners.
Thank you.
Was definitely definitely could have been on my list. I mean, it just was. But it wasn't the one I was going after from the 50s.
So who is on your number 5?
So if we're gonna go back that far, my 1950s sitcom is I Love Lucy.
That's my number 4.
I Love Lucy by
That's my
far.
number 4.
1951.
Yes.
Just a phenomenal cast. It just it was what the kids today would call cringy.
Yes.
It was cringy, it gave me the feels and it gave me anxiety and all this other stuff. And that's
right.
what it was destined
That's
to do.
life.
And that's what the show was it gave you that anxiety watching some of these episodes and their interaction with each other. And Desi Arnaz was just funny.
So I want to talk about Desi cultural wise. This is why it's on my number 4.
Cultural wise,
he was very first for his time, a Latin actor. Let me tell you something. For all you people out there listening right now, Paramount Television Studios is Desi Lou's Studios. He sold it to Paramount. So that whole backlot and everything, that was all his. This guy was so revolutionary. He helped do all the background stuff. He was a working horse, but he had his problems. He was alcoholic. He was a womanizer. And Lucy said he was a wonderful man, but he was a loser because he lost things. But acting, bringing the culture to the show, Babalu, and he was from the Caribbean.
Babalu!
Well, for my grandfather and my grandmother, they resonated with him because he spoke with a Caribbean Latin accent. Yeah.
So it did tie into the, I'll say the minority aspect.
Yes.
But then at the same time, just Lucille Ball was just hilarious in her own way.
Yeah.
Vivian Vance, William Fawley.
I mean,
that's quadruplet there.
And Lucille Ball was also pushing boundaries because it was still controversial back then for a white woman to be with a Latin man. Yeah. It's like, yo, what are you doing? You're killing us. Yeah. Just people so ignorant.
And the reason I have it on my list is because it's still such a phenomenon.
Yes.
The people relate to that show. They love that show. Everything from when it started black and white going into color.
Yeah.
Because they did start black and white. And
it changed when Lucy and Desi got the divorce. I think they just changed it to the Lucy show when it went in color. But
still, I mean, people.
That's my number 4.
People watch that show and are just enamored with it, and it
still holds up to today.
You're talking a show that's 70 plus years old.
Yeah.
And
great music.
Yeah, and it still holds true, and a lot of the messages from then still resonate today.
Yes.
The humor will still make you laugh.
I think
it inspired a lot of other future shows.
Yeah.
Like for example, I think Laverne and Shirley was inspired by it. Things like that. So
it inspired the style of recording. That was the first time where they filmed an episode before a live studio audience. That set the standard for live studio audience, which are other shows I have on my list.
And not gonna lie on this one, and no cap. So Anyway, no, what I'm getting at is I didn't even use that right.
I got what you're talking
So
about.
anyway, so with this, I think Lucille Ball was probably like one of the first celebrity actors to inspire a new hair design.
Yes.
Literally, I mean, just
She brought hair and fashion.
into modern culture. So
Yeah.
when you look at a lot of 50s TV shows, or they're just not even TV shows, just the way it was back then, women were dressing like her.
And doing her
You
hair
know,
like her.
They had the hair like her.
Joan Crawford did that.
They had that blouse sequence with the lapels.
Yeah.
And then the beads, and
The pearl necklace.
The pearl necklace. And
You bought your wife a pearl necklace back then. That meant something.
yeah, and it was and then the earrings to match. I mean, it just was just for its time revolutionary,
Yeah.
and then just holding through years and years and years. And there's a lot of things that
Even when she was pregnant in
yeah.
real life, they incorporated into the show.
yeah.
That was a good episode. He's like, "We're gonna have a baby." It was very, very good.
Yeah, it's
That's my number 4. Interesting that we have that on our list. Interesting. I know what your next one is. I have a strong feeling I know what it is.
oh wow. I'll tell you this, it's about women.
Oh, no. I was going to choose a 1960s show, but you probably chose the sequel to it in the 80s.
The sequel to I Love Lucy in
No,
the 80s.
no. I'm saying I know what your next show is going to be. Because I was like, if it's not the 1960s, then it's the 1980s, because it was a sequel to it. One came out in the 60s, and then they did a follow-up, which is The Next Generation.
Next Generation I Love Lucy?
No, Star Trek.
Oh no. I don't have the text throws on here.
You don't have Star Trek on your list?
TNG is by far one of my best. Next Generation. It's a tough one.
I thought you were going to put Star Trek on your list.
Star Trek: The Next Generation. I thought, well,
Interesting.
once again, it's one of those where, you actually caught me on this one. So it was not on my list when I was putting my list together, because even though it was very inspirational and it did a lot of things for the world of Star Trek,
Yeah.
especially after the success of Star Wars.
No Captain Kirk, huh?
Well,
Interesting. Okay.
well, William
Picard.
William Shatner and James T. Kirk were revolutionary, but I would have chosen The Next Generation.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's like
with Patrick Stewart and
that's what
Jonathan
I was like.
Frakes.
Oh, that's on your list. Is probably The Next Generation. Interesting.
I think the reason, even though it's a fan favorite for me,
Okay.
I think there's a lot of people that go one of two ways. You're either Star Wars or Star Trek.
Oh yeah, I'm one of those.
You either go one way or the other.
like
so
Star Wars.
It's a controversial subject in many ways.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, because it's either if you love Star Wars, you don't like Star Trek.
Yeah,
versus if
you
you
can't
love
be a
Star Trek,
Trekkie, yeah.
and like Star Wars. And then there's very few of us out there that I like both. Right.
I like it's not on my list. That it is an honorable mention. I do like the 1960s Star Trek.
The 1960 Star Trek was very good. It definitely was revolutionary for its time.
Yeah.
But no, that wasn't. If I would have chose another show, it would have been The Next Generation. Actually, it wouldn't have probably even been The Next Generation.
Voyager?
Of the Star Trek series, the best one of them all was Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
Was the best of them all,
That
in
was
my opinion.
Is that the one where the guy had like the weird ears and Whoopi Goldberg and all
The
that?
Ferengi? Are you really serious? Really? Serious? So this is why we're not talking about Star Trek right now.
The
'Cause
Ferengi.
the Ferengi.
Yeah.
The golden rules of acquisition. So, so my number 4 is actually an all-woman cast. It's the Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls. I never
It's
got
the
into it.
Golden Girls.
Never got into
Well,
it.
it was started when you were born. So,
Oh, well, they had reruns.
well, the reason I have the Golden Girls on my list, right, was the simple fact that it broke barriers, right? Because it focused on the lives, the friendships, and the sex lives of older women. It kind of what led into the cougar movement and whatnot.
Yeah, it did.
And it was generally those topics were ignored, right? They also tackled a lot of societal issues in the 80s and 90s. Everything from HIV and AIDS,
Yeah.
homelessness, the LGBTQ rights, all that other stuff. So back then, those were taboo. You didn't talk about anything like that. They did, right? And then of course it had, the four different types. You had the sarcastic person, which is B. Arthur, the spacey one, which is Betty White,
Yeah.
the vamp, and the wise mother, right? But, and then of course Betty White was just phenomenal in that.
Who is the lady from Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
That was Sophia Estelle Getty.
That's how I know her from the Stallone
That
movie.
was, I'm being Italian. I thought you would have. She was an Italian woman in
Yeah.
this, and she always talked about going back to Sicily and back in the old days in the old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. It's the closest thing that I've ever had to an Italian mother. But it was just such a fun show to watch, and it was on all the time.
It was.
I mean, it ran for what, like 7 years? I think it was like 7 years. They did. I don't even know how many episodes they did. But even right now, like on TV today, The Golden Girls is on, and they've been on. It's like reruns and reruns and reruns and reruns. Everybody loves Betty White. Rue McClanahan was in that.
Yeah.
Estelle Getty was still a popular name and still is. 180 episodes is what they did.
Wow.
B. Arthur, and then just the thousands of cast members that went through.
Yeah.
But for what the type of show that it was, taking place in, I guess you would call it a seasonal community. It was like the Sun City of Florida. I don't know what they call it down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it did. It just hit a lot of things that people like, and it was funny and.
And you watched it religiously, like
Not religiously, but
you will watch every
But let me put
episode?
it this way: it's a show that you can put on and enjoy. Like if you're doing something in the kitchen or something, and it happens to be on, it's a show you can put on. You can just sit down, watch an episode, and then you just just enjoy.
Yeah.
It's Well, I want to kind of say it's kind of like doing what the Big Bang is doing right now.
Big Bang Theory.
The
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory. Well, that was after 2000, but the Big Bang Theory, you can throw any episode on and you'll be enjoyed with it.
Okay.
Right? Golden Girls was relatively the same way.
I can see that.
So it came on from 85 to 92.
Oh,
and
it was for a while.
Yeah, it ran for 7 seasons, and like literally never stopped.
Yeah.
it was on TV nonstop. It's on TV right now.
Yeah.
On multiple channels on cable.
Pluto TV
Yeah.
as a channel dedicated to it.
Yeah, the Golden Girls channel.
Okay.
So, and it's just a fun movie. A lot of people relate to it. It's just not a movie, but TV show. It's got great ratings, and then of course, you got some pristine actresses that are playing those parts, and everyone loves each one for their own different reasons, and just a fun show.
Okay. That's your number 4.
That's my number 4.
Okay. I'll guess I'll go into my number 3 and just playing the intro song. Everybody's gonna know what it is. Play.
Let it play. So there's a line in here, and in the part of the song when he's getting out of the cab,
Okay.
and he says, so it's the part where he's getting out of the cab. He gets to the mansion, gets out of the cab.
This is the extended one.
Fast forward to the cab scene when he pulls up to the house,
What? As I'm sitting on my throne,
where he pulls up to the cab, where he pulled that cab, that whole line,
Yeah.
of when the cab pulls up to the thing.
Yeah. It
The-
said
yeah.
said fresh with dice in the mirror.
Yeah, but he doesn't say "home, smell you later."
Oh, that's the best line. I always knew that.
There's a Mandela Effect out there. I've been like to look up the Mandela Effects. Anybody out there?
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Mandela Effect. It's going to be the line right there about
Your home's
smell you later. They say it's something like "Homes, see you later." It's like "see you later," not "smell you later."
Oh,
And he
your
says
home
"smell you later"
smell-
because if you see on the video,
Oh,
he's plugging his nose.
You're right.
He's plugging his nose, and he says "home, smell you later" because that was an '80s thing, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, instead of saying "hey, catch you later," hey man, smell you later.
No, you know why? A lot of kids used to say that, but you know what it was? This is what the Mandela Effect is. And sorry everybody, I have a solve for this riddle here. Here's the solution. You know what it is? And I'm gonna tell you.
Well,
If you had a cheap ass TV with a horrible sound system, that's what you heard. It's just like my mom's radio in the car. You heard different lyrics to a song.
so people heard "See You Later,"
See you later, because the
not to
speak
s-
because
not to
the
smell
speaker
you later.
no because the speaker in your TV was messed up and cheap as hell. So the people that had the good TVs heard "Smell you later," but the people that had the cheap ass TVs
Okay, that's a good
heard
theory.
heard "See you later,"
That's
because people can't hear it.
okay. That's actually a good theory. I mean, I never would have thought it would have been related to technology, but that was a Mandela effect. You remember hearing about that?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I do remember hearing
When the
about that.
Mandela effects were like very popular a couple of years ago, then they brought up the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That was the line, and they were like, "No, dude, he says home smell you later," because he actually plugs his nose as
Yeah.
he slaps the hand of the cab driver.
Well, my Mandela effect, and it drives me nuts, and it still hits me to today. And I remember 2009, it hit me, was I always thought the Monopoly guy had a monocle. I was like, oh, they just
does.
changed the logo. No, he doesn't. He never had a monocle,
Pretty sure he did.
bro. That's the Mandela
All
effect.
right, so we're gonna put
he
a pin on
never,
this.
he never had a monocle.
We're gonna put a pin in this, and we're gonna talk about Mandela effects on another episode because there's a lot of them. So
So you just said that he had a monocle, right?
I'm pretty sure he did.
It says here, Monopoly man, rich Uncle Pennybags does not wear a monocle despite popular belief. It is
I
part
could
of the
swear
man-
it was in there.
Thank you.
'Cause
That's
even-
what I said.
Even Ace Ventura's referenced it.
Referenced it, right?
There's a lot of references to the monocle.
No, it says it right here. It's the Mandela.
Okay, well, that is
never had one.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna have to debunk
See?
that somehow.
Oh, we can't. It says it. It says he
Oh,
never
you
had
don't
it.
believe everything the internet says. Come on now.
It's on the Monopoly box. He never had one.
Okay, he had one.
Oh,
I could
Rocky.
have swore he had one.
You see, you and I are in sync with that one. But going back to the subject here, I chose the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I used to religiously watch this show. This is what introduced me to Will Smith, and I always loved the episodes. They were really, really about culture, about a young kid that's dumb, and can you change somebody that comes from the ghetto?
Okay. Well, I mean, it was a popular thing back then. You know, 80s were really a lot about the ghetto world.
1990.
Well, I'm going to go back to the 80s because it goes a little bit further than that. But
Okay.
because there were a lot of TV shows and stuff like that that referenced ghetto life.
Okay.
But yes, I will admit that was one that definitely took place. I mean,
Yeah.
that definitely hit hard. Because I got references to Philadelphia. And we could share that a little bit later. But
Yeah.
well, no, mine is Boys to Men.
Boys to Men. Oh, yeah, because they're from Philly.
Yeah. So
They were in one of the episodes.
yeah. Well, yeah, because
They filmed a music video in the
they are
mansion.
from Philly.
Yeah.
So, but here's the crazy part, right? And I don't know how your high school was, but for my graduation year, of like, for example, like when you talk when you select like your class rows, your class colors,
Yeah.
all that stuff for your senior year, when did you do it? Because we did ours in our junior year.
I believe it was this. No, we couldn't choose colors. It was just straight up the school colors. So our school colors was black and purple, and that's what we had to wear.
So like your class motto,
Nope, none of that.
so you guys didn't do that in your high school?
No, we
Okay.
did not do that.
Okay, so the Boys to Men released a song in '91, right? And it was actually in August of '91,
Okay.
right? And it's actually not an original song; it's a remake from like the '70s. But this is one of their biggest hits that launched them into stardom.
What was it? Boys to Men were
No, that
back
was the second.
again.
That was the first one.
Oh,
But this song was released in August of '91, and then I graduated high school in May of '91.
okay.
Right? In my junior year prior to that, I had a girl in my class, fantastic woman. Her name was Kenyatta, and she was from Philly,
Oh,
and she did some like local television stuff there in Albuquerque. So she did like community theater and things like that. So when it came down to us in my junior year, we're sitting there, and we get to select, our class song, our class, all that stuff for our senior year, right? Came down the class song. We had like a couple of songs to choose from. She came up and sang this song. And then she sang it beautifully, and the whole class chose it.
Oh.
So we chose this song my junior year, so which would have been 90.
Okay.
Right? Put it on all of our marketing material, whatever, all the materials in the yearbook and all that stuff for our senior year the next year. And it's a song by Boys to Men. It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday.
Oh, it's so hard to say goodbye
to yesterday.
To yesterday.
Right? So that is my ties to Philly. Because of her, she sang us that song that they released, on their album that launched them into stardom.
Okay.
And when I tell the story to people, because Motown Philly came out first,
Yeah.
and then It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday.
Yep.
We had, because I was on their Cooley High Harmony album, we heard that song the year before, and we knew who they were coming out, but they weren't out yet.
Right.
And so I try to explain that to people, and they're like, nah, you just joshing about that. And I'm like, no, seriously, look at the dates.
Yeah.
I graduated in May of 91. The song was released in the fall of 91. And my high school, we selected everything the year before.
Interesting.
So we heard that song, and that's my ties to
That's
Philly.
pretty cool.
So
I like that.
I like defending that story because it's like, no, we had a song.
Well, my ties to Philly is I lived in Jersey, so I was like right there next to it. Like it was only a 2-hour drive from where I lived in Jersey to Philly. Got the cheese sticks and all that. But going to
So Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air. But Boys to Men, I was introduced in the Michael Jackson television movie called The Jacksons: An American Dream.
Okay.
They're the guys singing by the flame barrel, and one of them fights Jackie Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my introduction to Boys to Men. I'm like, who are these assholes?
So I enjoyed the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Did you?
I did cringe at it a lot because
of Will?
I am not a Will Smith fan.
No, a lot of people aren't.
I've never really have been. I didn't like his music. I thought him and Jazzy Jeff stole and sampled too much other music.
Jazzy Jeff.
Like literally all their songs are ripoffs of other people.
Summertime.
Miami, all of them. They're getting jiggy with it. They're all ripoffs of other people, right?
Nothing original.
So when he started making his move into acting, I thought this was a really bad miscast, and I was not a Will Smith fan.
Yeah.
What I enjoyed that show for was everybody else.
Yeah,
James
Carlton,
Avery was
James Avery.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I was already an Alfonso Ribeiro fan. Yeah. And then you add in all the women in that, Karen Parsons, Tatiana Ali, Daphne Reed, Nia Long was in. I was a big time Nia Long fan.
I was introduced to Tyra Banks in this show. That's how I first knew about Tyra.
Yeah, I mean, so and then who's the butler? Jeffrey's the butler.
Jeffrey's the butler.
What was his name? Joseph something. I can't remember. But anyways, the entire cast, other than Will Smith, made that show.
Yeah,
it was
James Avery was the best.
Now, if it wasn't for the rest of the cast keeping Will under control and teaching him how to do his shit right,
to be a man,
to be a good actor.
Yeah,
everyone carried that show.
The show ended when he did Independence Day in '96.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when it ended.
Okay, so okay.
So
he was already of age and should have been already out of the house.
Yeah, he was in his mid-20s. Well, that's why they're filming the show that they're in their college years.
Okay.
My favorite episode is when they go to Las Vegas, they lose everything, but then they go into a dance competition. That's my favorite episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
James Avery died in 2013. Wow.
Unfortunately, yes. Long. AKA voice of Shredder.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get those turtles. That was him.
And he was even just in a bunch of other movies. And I enjoyed James Avery as an actor.
And my second favorite episode is where Will and Carlton have a pool party, and they both sides exaggerate what happened. And when they say that James Avery came in, it was like you see that the water's like shaking. It's like it's him.
I thought that when the show first launched, I thought it was a ripoff of the Cosby Show.
Oh, you know what? That almost made my list.
It was a ripoff of and I actually enjoyed the Cosby Show.
Yeah, Cosby Show was very good.
It just got too arrogant for me.
Did you know that Claire Huxtable was supposed to be originally Dominican? but they cut it out.
No, that's why they saved her for Made in America or
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to. Yeah, she was originally supposed to be
Okay.
Dominican, but they cut that out. They just kept her black.
Yeah, but no, I mean, Fresh Prince, like I said, it wasn't bad. I have my own personal takes on it.
Yeah, that's
just because I'm not.
That's my number 3.
And it really is because I'm not a huge Will Smith fan.
Yeah, and for me, growing up in the '90s, that was usually on NBC, if I remember. Yeah, it was on NBC. It always came on a certain time, so I could watch it after dinner.
I think the fact that a lot of people related to it was that definitely gave a lot of street credit to people.
Yeah,
because it represented the street life
and urban life. Like it brought in rap music, hip hop music.
So
how parents weren't liking it, and
so it definitely hit on a lot of those. And I think that's one reason why a lot of people enjoyed that show.
Yeah,
I thought the show would have been much better if it was cast with somebody else. But
yeah,
but James Avery, everybody else was fantastic.
I agree with you. So what's your number 3?
Well, I'm going to give you one clue.
Okay,
and let's see if you get it. It is a show that has the Guinness Book World Record for the most episodes ever made.
Is it Cheers? No.
I'm going to take your 80s card away.
Hold on. The most episodes
ever
made for
a TV sitcom.
It's in the 80s.
Well, it started in the 80s.
Okay.
And it's still running today.
About to say, it's not General Hospital.
No. That's a sitcom, not soap operas.
I know.
The show is still running today.
No.
Yep.
It's not Saturday Night Live.
Nope. That was in the 70s, actually, and that's not a sitcom.
The show is still on?
It's a TV series, yeah.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. It's
by
animated.
far fucking the best.
Okay, man, you threw me off there.
I challenged you.
I lost. I lost that challenge. That's all me.
The Simpsons by far is.
Yeah, no.
You talk about
that's me. No,
you talk about a show.
I messed that up.
You talk about a show that has revolutionized pop culture in many ways. The Simpsons have it. Everything from it's density of jokes, right? It's jokes for kids and high concept satire for adults in the same scene. It's one of those that for some reason has the uncanny ability to predict the future.
Yeah.
So it's always like, hey, that wasn't predicted by The Simpsons.
It's like a time travel theory.
No, they predicted the future.
Yeah.
They
think one of the writers is a time traveler.
Yeah, you can look up on all the things, and diehard Simpson fans out there, put collaborated lists together of all the things that have come true that the Simpsons predicted 10 years prior.
Disney, everything, even 9/11.
And then it was just one of those shows that paved the way for great animation shows,
great voice acting,
and just animation shows. Like what, like off the top of your head, can you give me 3 shows that would have been inspired by The Simpsons?
Family Guy.
Okay.
American Dad.
Okay.
And trying to think what else. What's the name of the one with the alien and stuff? I can't remember.
Well, that's American Dad. He's got the little.
Oh, it's American Dad. Yeah. And
I'll throw in South Park and BoJack Horseman.
South Park. That's the other one I was thinking.
So South Park.
Yeah.
Well, there is an alien episode.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Where they
you know what I mean. So like
towel.
The Simpsons. Now, for me, The Simpsons holds a lot of deep, dear things. So 2 reasons. One. It came out at a time because it started on the Uma Thurman show, right? And it was its own little tidbit thing of 10-minute episodes and whatnot,
right?
And then
sketches,
sketches, and then it moves on. Thank you, Mr. TV guy. And then it eventually got its own show. Well, it aired when I was in high school, so it was 89.
89
was when it first started, right? I had just got my first job at Godfather's Pizza.
Oh,
right?
okay.
It came out on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. I can't remember what day it was. Now, it came out at a time that, remember, if you didn't have a VHS to record it, you're SOL, right?
Yeah, you had to watch it live.
Guess what we did? We pulled out the training TV from the training cabinet that had the big box TV in the back.
Yeah.
Right. And we would watch the episode. so we'd have the girl up front taking orders and whatnot. We'd be in the back watching the episode. Commercials on. We'd run up front, make all the pizzas.
Make the pizzas and work. And then go back and watch it again.
Go back and watch it.
That's awesome.
And finish the episode.
Yeah.
And then try to make sure the pizzas didn't fall on the floor or whatnot. Or burn or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like a rolling out conveyor belt.
Well, we started out with the deck ovens where, it had the pull down. So like the ovens.
Okay.
It's called the deck oven, the gas ovens.
Yeah.
And then eventually they switched to the conveyor ovens.
The conveyor belt. Yeah.
But when I was my first job at Golf House, my boss and I and a couple other people.
Oh, the boss was in on it too? That's even better.
Oh, dude, my boss was epic. He was a rocker and everything. He had the big long hair.
Oh, that's excellent.
He's like the nicest, sweetest guy, right? We're like, the Simpsons are on. He's all, pull out the TV. So we rolled the because it was like a big cabinet case.
And it had the antenna on the back.
The TV and the antenna. We would turn on the Simpsons so we could watch the episode, because other than that, there's no way to watch it.
Yeah, it was on Fox, I believe.
Yeah, and it was at when Fox was just beginning.
Yeah.
But not only that. So anyway, that was my first introduction to Simpsons, and I probably watched the first 5 years of it.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, Jesus Christ, will this ever end?
Yeah, my dad my dad used to watch it, so that was my introduction to it. And I remember enjoying it because of so many cultural references.
Yeah.
Like I remember the Indiana Jones one where Homer rolls
everything
down, and the other one was, you remember when he's chasing after Flanders with the golf clubs? And he's making fun of the T-1000 in Terminator 2. He's like,
1,000 episodes,
and he's like, I can't shake him. And then he breaks off and rolls away. I was like, that is Terminator 2.
There's just 1,000 episodes. I can't remember every single one of them.
Yeah,
but
there
are a few. There are a few that actually hold dear for me.
Tell me though.
So this one will hold dear, and you're a baseball fan.
I am.
So our teams just played. So the Mets and the Cardinals.
Oh, that's right. You're a Cardinals fan.
St. Louis Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Because in Albuquerque, we don't have a professional baseball team. We have the AAA. So growing up in high school, and I used to love the Dodgers, because the Dodgers was the parent team for the Albuquerque Dukes.
Oh,
right. And then sometime in the late '80s, it was phenomenal. I got to meet Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
I met Tommy Lasorda.
Wow.
Just a whole cast, because it was a AAA team for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
In the early '80s.
Wow.
And so those guys were in Albuquerque a lot, and the guys from Albuquerque went to LA a lot. I was a massive Dodger fan.
Yeah.
Massive, huge.
Oh wait, your hand hitting is picking up on the mic.
Okay. All right. All you gotta do is just say no.
I'm sorry.
So I was a huge Dodger fan, right?
Yeah.
And it was Albuquerque Dukes, probably one of the best, coolest theme songs for a AAA team. We're coming out, out swinging. It was
the Albuquerque Dukes.
Albuquerque Dukes.
I know the Louisville Bats and the Lakewood Blue Claws. That's the jersey, the Lakewood Blue Claws.
So in the late '80s, whoever was in the owner, I guess, whatever happened, I don't know what caused this, right? And I'm bitter to this day. I'm so bitter. I literally burned all my Dodger paraphernalia.
What? That bad?
So growing up, I was a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
Right? The Albuquerque Dukes was the closest thing, and I got to meet a lot of legendary people.
Yeah.
I got to play on the field as well. And
wow.
Yeah. So in the late '80s, the Dodgers decided that they were going to pull out the Albuquerque Dukes and move them to Canada. That's when they moved their AAA team to Vancouver.
Oh.
Right? And I'm like, okay, I understand that happens. But the Dodgers put such a big fit on keeping the name. They fought to keep the Albuquerque Dukes name, and they moved to Vancouver, right?
Albuquerque Dukes and Vancouver, Canada. That makes no damn sense.
They kept the name. They wouldn't let the city keep it.
Wow.
Right? They wouldn't let the city keep the Dukes name.
The Dukes, yeah.
So they moved the team to Vancouver, and they became the Vancouver Cannons.
What?
Who knows where they are now? Right? And then so Albuquerque still had a AAA team, sort of, but they could no longer keep the Dukes name.
That sucks.
Because of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And you talk about pissing off a city, the Dodgers did that,
Yeah.
right? So, anyways, tying it back to the Simpsons.
Okay.
So, do you know the Albuquerque AAA team now? Do you know who they are?
No.
They're called the Isotopes.
Ooh. Like science isotopes?
Guess who named it?
One of the people from The Simpsons?
There was an episode talking about predicting the future. There was
Yeah.
an episode of The Simpsons
Okay.
that predicted the name Albuquerque Isotopes, I believe.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And so the people in Albuquerque, when they became voting, so this was also at the time that the Florida Marlins began in the major leagues,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Miami, right?
So they chose Albuquerque as their farm system, as their AAA. So we were then the Albuquerque Isotopes was the AAA team for the Florida Marlins,
No shit.
but they chose the Isotopes name
Yeah.
because of the
It
Simpsons,
was The Simpsons.
because Homer Simpson named it.
Wow. Yeah, that's like Back to the Future fans in 2015 betting on the Cubs to win the World Series. They ended up winning in 2016, so it was off by 1 year. But
Close.
yeah, it was close. So a lot of sports betting was crazy in 2015 because of Back to the Future prediction. Yeah.
All right, so
I like The Simpsons.
Simpsons was my number 3.
Let me tell you something. It affected culture because I remember
still does.
I
Yeah.
remember buying Butterfingers as a kid
Yeah.
because of Bart.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, Bart at Simpsons eats that. And also,
never lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
never lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Yeah, the
Bart
Simpsons
was awesome.
The Simpsons were influential in many ways for a lot of different things.
And we're going to piggyback back on our very old episode, the 80s arcades. That was one hell of an arcade cabinet. The Simpsons arcade,
Yeah,
it was multiplayer. You could have multiple people play it. And it was amazing. I mean, my favorite episode is a recent one where they did a crossover with Family Guy.
okay.
If you get a chance, watch it where they cross over both
I
episodes.
tried so hard to keep up with all the episodes.
No, it's. I think you could watch it. It's a crossover episode, and at one point they're in the court system, accusing Family Guy taking the same characters. So you see the mayor, Adam West, and the mayor of The Simpsons. He's like, due to copyright claims, we own this.
but
was
yeah,
funny.
it's just. I mean, just not only just the writing of the show, the actors involved.
Yeah,
You know, Nancy Cartwright was Bart Simpson, right? And then Dan Castellaneta, and then of course you got Harry Shearer, Hank Azaria. I loved him.
who did the voice of Lisa? What was her name?
Yeardley Smith.
Yeah. I remember her in City Slickers. She got knocked up by Harry from Home
That's
Alone.
right. But I saw her first in a movie called The Legend of Billie Jean
Oh, okay.
with
Okay.
Helen Slater.
Did they film City Slickers in New Mexico? Or was that Utah?
That's a good question. I don't know that.
It
one.
looks like New Mexico to me.
That's a good question. I am not sure. We're gonna have to Google that. But just the list of characters, and then the major celebrities that played the roles. Like
They did guest roles.
they did guest roles, but they played themselves, and they also
Yeah.
played other characters like Phil Hartman, Joe Mantegna.
Oh, rest in peace, Phil Hartman. R.I.P.
News Radio was actually one of my shows I loved.
Yeah,
I loved a lot.
That's where Joe Rogan got his start.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan was on that
Well,
show.
that's his first television start,
Yeah,
and then he went from that to Fear Factor.
Yeah, Fear Factor.
He went from News Radio to Fear Factor. So if it wasn't for the news radio ending, he would not have taken on Fear Factor.
Yeah.
But he was already big in the MMA sportscasting world.
And the voice actor of Homer, actually, he's in my number one sitcom. But
Okay.
I'll mention that later. But Homer was a very good voice actor. He did the voice of the narrator in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like he would always
Dan
transition.
Castellaneta.
And what's the name of the guy that does the voice of Apu? Like, welcome to
Oh, you're
the
talking about Hank Azaria?
Yeah, no, I forgot his name.
Abu.
Yeah, the Indian clerk from the store that he's.
I think that's Hank Azaria.
Yeah, so a lot of people are upset.
Because he was also Mo.
He was Mo, and also the cop with the donuts.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Well, a lot of these guys did multiple voices.
They did multiple voices, so it was controversial that he did the Indian. But the Simpsons aren't going to get canceled.
Well, Yeah, I mean, there was just
It was
a lot.
it was a product of its time. In 1989, you could do that. You could do a voice like that.
So technically, it's got 793 episodes. So
Oh my Lord in heaven!
793 episodes for that show.
Wow,
And try to binge watch that.
you can't.
That's literally, if you take 793, divide it in half,
That's literally somebody born in
300 hours.
dude. That's somebody born in 1989 and now. Like
If
it's
you
a
watch
long
that
time.
nonstop, it's going to take you half a year.
Oh God!
Nonstop, no sleep.
Wow.
But Hank was hilarious too. He was in the Birdcage and other shows.
Along Came Polly.
Yeah.
He was also in Godzilla as the cameraman.
I mean, just as far as a show that really kind of like
Yeah.
took pop culture probably to another level for its time and when it came out, The Simpsons definitely by far is there.
It's not on my list, but I agree with you. I like that.
So my number 2 we already did already.
What's your number 2?
Well, we did the intro for it. It's Cheers.
Oh, Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers was a lot of things for a lot of people, right? So, it was that bar setting that people like. Hey, what's going to go in the bar?
There was
But
a mailman in it.
Yes, yes. But it was one of those shows that because of its diverse cast, with Norm and Cliffy and Frasier and
Frasier, yeah.
and then just all the things that came from it, right? And then not only that, just the storyline of it. I think what really catapulted it from where it was, because it didn't start off well, right? It didn't really start
slow.
off.
Yeah, it was
well,
slow.
it was there, but it wasn't like popular. It was like, oh, it's just another show, right? But really where it turned, and I don't remember what season it was, whether it was like the 3rd or 4th season. So when was it? Like 85, 86?
Right.
Because the original the original actor, 85, so it would have been 85, was Nicholas Colasanto. He played Ernie, the coach,
Yeah.
Pantuso. So the story behind it was
The voice of Mr. Incredible?
Ted Danson.
Yeah.
Sam Malone is the character. Ted Danson is a former Boston Red Sox player,
Yeah.
right? And because he could no longer play ball again, he made a stupid bet or whatever, and he bought a bar, right? And he bought Cheers, right? So now he's no longer playing baseball, so he goes and starts becoming a bartender. So he brings Coach Nicholas Colasanto,
Yeah.
who plays Coach in this, and his humor in that was it's I'm not gonna say dim-wittedness, but it's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
like an older version of Woody Harrelson. So
Yeah.
So he's unless you watch the show, you're not going to catch the humor. I can explain it, but it's going to go over your head.
No, I remember watching
So-
Frasier first.
so-
then the highlights of this.
So when Coach died in real life, Nicholas Colasanto died in 85. It was such an uproar. Not an uproar. It was talked about a lot on media, right? On TV and this and that, because Cheers was just coming up in its prime. And then who did they bring in? Woody Harrelson.
yeah, Woody Harrelson.
And Woody Harrelson, that launched him into fame.
When he had good hair.
When he had hair. I guess, good hair.
Yeah.
And then just all the other actors that were John Ratzenberger, Rhea Perlman, George Wendt,
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer,
Kelsey Grammer.
and Frasier.
I love Frasier.
Frasier is actually on my honorable mentions because that
Yeah.
was the spin-off
of Cheers.
of Cheers, him and BB Newworth, that was their thing. But then, you got Kirstie Alley in the show, Shelley
Kirstie
Long.
Alley, yeah.
Then you got little
Shelley
chubby,
Long.
Shelley Long. They got little chubby Paul Wilson who played Paul. And then just the cast of other characters.
What was the name of the actor of the mailman?
John Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Cliff Clavin.
I think he did the voice.
The Mr. Know. Oh, he's been on all the Pixar movies.
Yeah, he did the voice of the piggy bank in Toy Story, I think.
No, he was the T-Rex. Oh, my little arms. Da, da, da.
No, him too. But I think
And then he was in.
I think the mailman did the voice of.
I think he's been in like every Pixar movie.
Yeah.
No, he was the T-Rex.
No, the T-Rex is the short bald guy. That's
Oh, that's right. Never mind. That's the
Yeah.
guy from I know. Oh God, what's his name? I know. You're right.
Yeah, that's a different
It is
voice.
the piggy bank.
The piggy bank is like,
He
hey.
is a piggy bank.
Yeah, he was also in Star Wars as one of the soldiers in Empire Strikes Back.
He was the big Yeti in Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
He was in Cars. He played Mac, the big tow truck. So he's,
Well, the tow truck was Paul Newman, I think. No.
no, he played Mac in the beginning.
Oh, okay, because
of the show Cars.
Because the tow truck was voiced by Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, sorry, the tow truck. I meant the big semi truck.
The semi truck. Okay.
It was the big Mac truck that was hauling.
So when you were growing up, did you watch these episodes live? Like you couldn't wait
Of
to
Cheers?
see them? Of Cheers, yeah.
Not that I watched them a lot. I mean,
Okay.
they were on, and it was weird. They did the show, as it ran from what, like
Mid 80s to early 90s.
82 to early 90s, 93.
Okay.
But it's like the Golden Girls, it just never stopped. They just kept showing episode after episode. But not only that, because I want to say it was NBC. I think it was on NBC.
Probably.
They would show them like late in the evening too.
Yeah.
So they would show the new one, but then they would show some
Previous episode.
previous episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but Cheers was like one of those shows that was like for another kind of like a blue collar workers type. Right?
Your list is interesting because it's like I'm hearing like all the 80s. I was like, well, okay, this is what he was watching back then. Okay.
Oh, Cheers. Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
This was a hard, like I told you, this
was
was
a hard
list to
This is
make
a very hard list.
because
yeah.
there's a lot of great shows that I didn't make the list. But that's my number two because my number one.
Well, I'm going to give you my number two.
Okay, who's your number two?
So my number two, this was my favorite sitcom growing up as a kid, and I waited and watched every episode religiously
Hold on.
every Friday night. And I'm going to play it right now.
So hold on, 85 on Friday night. Oh, there you go. Love it.
It's a rare condition this day and age.
They had this on Friday night.
Every Friday night.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was a lineup back then called TGIF, and it would be
I think I remember that.
it would be Boy Meets World.
Okay.
It would be Step by Step, and it would be Family Matters. And I think
Okay.
three's a company. No, two's.
No, it wasn't. It was
No. What's the name of it? It's with the two guys. Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers. Yeah. So, and that's how Family Matters got started because Carl was on that episode. And mind you, Reginald Vell Johnson just came off of Die Hard. So he's like this big actor going into the show. And originally, Steve Urkel wasn't in too much into it. But once he made an appearance, people wanted to see his character more.
Yeah, I mean, because he wasn't part of the family.
He wasn't part of the original lineup, but he made the show. Everybody
he
watched the
wasn't-
show.
No, he wasn't. Wasn't he just the neighbor's kid?
He was just a neighbor's kid. What I'm saying is, like, when you watch like the first few episodes, he appeared as a date for Laura, and everybody loved it. Like, oh, we love that character. And then once they got the feedback, then they started to write him more, and then he became
It reminded
the
me
star.
a lot of like Dennis the Menace style,
Yeah,
where the neighbor's kid messes with the older
Oh,
neighbor,
Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson. That's what
it was very similar to that. And then as the times kept changing, so did the show. And they would show, and again, it was
I
called
remember
Family
when
Matters.
they did the one that really sticks out in my mind about it was the fact that when they did the episode where he made the potion and he turned from geek to nerd.
Oh, it
Remember
was
that?
called Dr. Jekyll.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll,
That
Mr.
was
Hyde.
talked about a lot.
Yeah, because he became Stefan Urkel.
Stefan, yeah.
He became Stefan Urkel. So yeah, he drank the potion and he became cool
Yeah.
because he found his cool genes.
Didn't he end up with in that list of former childhood actors that like Dustin Diamond and Corey Corey Feldman and all these
all these
like
characters.
God, what was the name of that show? There was a whole bunch of kids
Yeah.
or a young men at the time that were former childhood actors that were popular in their show, but never got anything after that.
Never got anything after. Yeah. There was no fame after the show. But I used to love watching this. My grandfather, who could barely speak English, he loved this show because it made him laugh. Because Steve was always doing something silly. They wanted American Gladiators, and it was a lot of good episodes because you see the son Eddie not getting along with the father, or there was an episode like they even show it. You'll see it sometimes on social media where they shared the episode where Eddie got pulled over in a rich white neighborhood in Chicago, and it was because he got pulled over for being black. And there was another big episode I remember was about gun safety. And then at the end of the episode, you see Jaleel White speaking normal, and he goes, remember, if you see a gun, don't fight with someone. He goes, just squash it. And they all go, squash it.
Well, yeah, didn't Reginald play a cop in that? Yeah,
He played a cop in it, so it also brought that into the mix where ghetto people didn't like him, and there was like people causing bad influences on the kids, and that was always a topic. And it was really good episodes, and then it was really dramatic. And as the show starts to progress, you see that Steve's parents move away, they go to Russia, they leave him behind, and then Carl becomes a father for him. Like Steve goes away to college and none of his parents can attend MIT, but Carl goes there, and you see Steve, he hugs him and he's like crying and he's happy because he loves Carl like a father. So yeah, and he even tells him there was an episode where there were Bruce Lee's, I'm not sure you remember that, they go in a transformation chamber and Carl and Steve
swap places.
Yeah, no, they don't swap place. Oh, that was a different episode where they both become Bruce Lee, and they both do kung fu. They beat up the bad guys and the police lock up, and then he tells him, he's like, Steve, I'm really proud of you. He goes, almost like you're my son. And then it was like, wow, these are some good episodes. And my sister loved the Disney World episode where Steve goes to Disney World and he proposes to Laura. And Myra, rest in peace to her. She died of stomach cancer in 98. Michelle Thomas, the one that played Myra. Yeah, but I love that show. That's almost my number one. But as a kid growing up, I watched and waited for it religiously.
Okay, and that makes sense. I mean, it wasn't a horrible show. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was great.
It wasn't. It was after I was graduated, so it didn't hit me as a child.
Late Gen Xers. That's what this show is about. Kids born in the mid to late 70s.
Well, more like the very tail end of the Gen X generation.
Yeah, the very tail end of it.
Because when did it release? When did it first air?
1989. It was on 89. For 9 seasons. So 1989.
So it was right at the very end.
Yeah.
It was like it might not. It's more millennial than it is Gen
What
X.
killed the show is when they moved to CBS. ABC sold it to CBS, and they casted a different Harriet, so Harriet was different. Then they had, I forgot his last name, or Orlando something. He's got a chicken spot out here in Tempe. That actor,
Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones. No, not Jones. I forgot his last name, but he played a character named 3J. And you see him, he's always talking about Diddy and all this stuff. But, it was really, 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 really a great show. And I think when they moved it to,
Until they changed stations, it really kind of... Yeah. Orlando Brown,
that's his name. He has a chicken spot in Tempe. Okay. So I'm not, it's not a plug. They're not sponsoring it. But because I love the show, I would, I went out there. I tried their fried chicken. I liked it.
It wasn't, it wasn't a bad show, with Darius McCrary, Rosetta Lenore, the mom.
She was great.
Sean Harrison was in it. So, I mean,
Waldo. Hopkins,
yeah, he was Waldo.
Waldo was stupid but funny.
Yeah, and Thelma Hopkins was in it, another fantastic actress.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at even the intro where he passes the ball and then the ball bounces off his head.
Yeah.
He had a sundial watch. He goes, well, how do you use it at night? He goes, I use a flashlight. Waldo Geraldo Faldo.
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, my God. He was so dumb, but hilarious.
Yeah, so that's a great choice for a number 2,
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was groundbreaking, culture, everything.
But I think millennials grew up on that a lot better, more than a Gen Xer would have.
True.
Because you got to remember most Gen Xers by that time were either getting out of high school or already out of high school.
Well, Steve Urkel introduced the Step by Step show because he flew out the roof and then he landed into the pilot episode for Step by Step.
Well, it could have been.
He even did a cast appearance on what's the name of that show?
It might have been just
Full
that,
House.
It might be doing
Full House was on TGIF.
Full House was there.
I
too.
forgot it.
Yeah.
That was on the lineup of TGIF.
Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers, Full House, Step by Step, and Boy Meets World.
You know, and you know, actually at that time too, you know what came out after Perfect Strangers? What I remember on my list, Greatest American Hero.
Greatest American. Is that the one with the two guys going, whoa? Or is that a different show?
No. That's the Joey Lawrence, the
Oh.
Mama's Family.
What
That's
was-
the Lawrence brothers.
What show
Greatest
is that?
American Hero.
Oh, okay.
Dude, they're making a remake on it.
Greatest American
The
Hero.
Greatest
I
American
don't
Hero.
remember
He
that.
was a superhero.
No, I don't remember that.
Is it? Oh my god.
No, I don't remember that. No.
It was definitely an 80s.
So what was the name of the show that I quoted where they go, whoa? What show was that?
It's the one that Joey Lawrence did. That's Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence. Whoa.
It was Lawrence. It was with the brothers. All three of the brothers were there.
All three of the brothers or something.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't Mama's Family. It wasn't.
That was on the lineup too, but it was like before or after. Yeah.
So Greatest American Hero was actually doing repeats. So it ran from 81 to 83. It's a road trip. So the star of it basically gets.
I don't remember it.
It didn't last very long in reruns, but if you're a Gen Xer, you know who it is. It was popular. It ran for 3 seasons.
Not for me.
I said, if you're a Gen Xer. Anyways,
So that's a good number 2. You agree with me on that?
I'll take Family Matters.
Thank you.
I mean, it's definitely not
And
you know, the thing with it was not only was it funny, it hit family values.
A lot of family values.
It hit pop culture references. It did not, and please forgive me for saying this, it did not showcase typical black culture.
No, it did not.
And it showed.
In my opinion, it broke barriers.
It broke barriers. So
because white people, no, sorry, I'm not being racist. White people liked the show.
Yeah, it was definitely a very good show. It was not anything that was crass or arrogant or vulgar in any way. There was no violence. It was all about it was family matters that taught family values.
Yeah.
So that's a great.
It was funny, and also you want to talk about nostalgia. Anytime I see or hear the end credits, I get nostalgia to my grandparents' house. I can still see the furniture and everything. Here, let me. Yeah, just the end credits, and it zooms out. It was just amazing. Yeah. Love that. It's a shame because they knocked down the house, even the neighbor's house, like where Steve was living. They knocked it down. They made it into apartments. It's just showing you that the neighborhood is getting congested. But I loved Family Matters. It's very nostalgic for me.
That's happening around the country. You know, old neighborhoods are being torn down for new ones, and
it's just
times change,
and it really captures the '90s. So if anybody was curious what the '90s was like, the culture was like, watch Family
So
Matters.
I'm gonna guess what your number one is, and this one was not on my list. It's not my number one, but I'm pretty sure it's my honorable mention. This one was tough to leave out, but I left it out for one reason. I'm going to guess your number one is Seinfeld.
No.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No.
I left Seinfeld off because Jerry Seinfeld is not funny.
No, this show
is the rest of the cast. That
this
made
show
that
came. So my number one came out in '96, and it does take place in New York. But we'll get back to it. But it's not Seinfeld.
Are you going to say everything about Raymond?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh my gosh, that is everything about Raymond.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with everything about Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody loves. Oh, what did I say? Everything about Raymond.
Everything about Raymond. Everybody loves.
He was
Raymond.
narcissistic. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, but we'll go to your number one.
No, cat's out of the bag, you know. So everybody loves Raymond. Well, not everybody.
Well, let's go to your number one.
No, we've already on top because Everybody Loves Raymond is actually a pretty good show.
Thank you.
Once again, it falls in line with this because we had talked about this. The reason I don't have Seinfeld on the list is because I am not a Jerry Springer fan.
I'm not
not Springer.
Oh, I love Jerry Springer.
Jerry Seinfeld fan.
I love that show.
I don't think he's any bit funny at
he's
all.
Not. No,
he did not make the show. If
Larry David did.
He did not. What I mean by he did not make the show was he did not improve it.
No.
He was not a major influence in it. It was everybody else that made that show.
Yeah.
All the actors that made that show.
The only reason why I went out with my ex in 2013 is because she looked like what's her name? I forgot that actress's name. The girl with the
Louis
curly hair,
Dreyfus?
huh? Yes, because she looked exactly like her because of the show. That's the only reason why I dated her. I'm like, oh, you're attractive, but I was like, you're such a bitch. No, but jokes aside, I didn't choose Seinfeld. No, I chose Everybody Loves Raymond.
So Seinfeld,
It was funny.
It's actually on my honorable mention because
Yeah, it was funny, but I didn't like it.
well, there was a lot of aspects about it that was phenomenal. Michael Richards, Jason Alexander, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Wayne Knight, Jerry Stiller, Jerry Stiller, fantastic.
Yeah, King of Queens.
Frank Costanza, Estelle Harris. I mean, the cast of characters.
What's the name of Kramer again? What's his name?
Kramer was Michael Richards.
Michael Richards.
If it wasn't for the four, Julia, Jason, Michael.
Yeah.
And the thing I liked, the thing that was nice about Seinfeld was that each one of the characters had their own like situation going on for the day, and then it all ends up
On Jerry.
No, it all ends up. Well, they all come to like a closure in the end.
Yeah.
Right. Michael Richards, phenomenally funny. Jason, if once again, it's a great show. Jerry Seinfeld's just not funny. So
I mean, so you want to talk about my number one? I was ready to talk about yours, but
no. Well, Everybody Loves Raymond. Okay, I have no issue. Well,
did you watch it?
I did watch Everybody Loves Raymond, but not for Ray Romano.
No. I agree with you on that. Ray wasn't my favorite character. You know who was? Robert, the brother.
Okay, Robert the brother.
I loved Robert. I loved Brad's acting in
Garrett,
that. Yeah, Brad did a.
Peter Boyle was in that. Doris
Peter
Roberts,
Boyle.
Patricia Heaton.
Let me tell you something. If those were my two favorites, it was Robert and the mother,
Yeah,
Marie.
she always cut him down. Peter Boyle was just hilarious in his own way.
Yeah.
And then just everyone else that came to that show.
Yeah.
I remember actors like Fred Willard, Tom McGowan was in that, Chris Elliott, Robert Culp. I mean, just on and on.
A lot of actually, I got to double check. I think it introduced what's his name, Kevin James in The King of Queens, because his character would cross over and deliver parcels and talk to Raymond.
Probably.
Yeah. There we go. There's nothing wrong with Everybody Loves Raymond. That's my number one. I would watch it all the time because what happened? Family Matters ended, and there was really nothing else for me to watch. So Family Matters ended in '97, and this came out in '96. So I started to watch Everybody Loves Raymond, and I grew up with it as I got older, like middle school, high school, people were talking about it. And that's the one show that my dad was able to sit down and watch with me because it would make him laugh.
Everyone, it's when we were talking about shows, and this is another one of our episodes later on, is sitcoms that perform well even when the lead character was horrible. And Everybody Loves Raymond's one of those for me because Ray Romano, in my opinion, is not funny.
No.
I've seen his stand-up. He's not funny.
No, he's not.
The doorknob is funnier than he is. I mean, he's just not funny. I don't
his
understand
voice. His voice too is like nasally.
The voice didn't bother me. I mean, that's just his voice.
No, because
he just
talks like
wasn't
that.
funny. He didn't have like mannerisms that would make you laugh.
Yeah,
and he, maybe
he wasn't even good looking.
Well, that does. Well, I mean, I guess that's what makes him funny. I don't know.
It's just like he's not a handsome man.
But, he just as far as like what you would expect from a typical '80s, '90s TV sitcom. If you're going to cast a comedian as the lead role, you at least want your comedian to be funny.
Yeah,
Tim Allen was funny.
Oh, Home Improvement.
Tim Allen was funny. There's even Ted Danson was funny, but he's not a comedian.
Oh,
Stacy. So there were shows.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Ted Danza.
Even then, who's the boss?
It was the boss. That's
Ted
what
Danza
Ted
was in
Danza. Stacy. Yeah,
but it was funny. Well, I didn't watch Who's the Boss because of that, because it had Alyssa Romano in it. But I'm just saying,
Alyssa Milano. Yeah.
So, but it was. Everybody Loves Raymond. I like it because I like Patricia Heaton.
Patricia Heaton is great. Yeah.
It was Doris Roberts and Peter Boyle were fantastic as the parents.
great as a couple. Like you
yeah.
believed that they were together in real life.
And then Brad Garrett as the son that
yeah.
resented everything, and
brother,
and mom, yeah,
he resented Raymond.
and and then he was like bullied but not bullied. You know what I mean?
He would bully. Like I remember is like, and then
He's that
the mother favored him.
You always
more.
loved him more than me. You always loved him more than me. I'm not your favorite son.
Robert, your brother Raymond needs a toothbrush. Give him the yellow one. The yellow ones are mine. He can have the blue. I said, get him a yellow tooth. All right.
So okay, that's actually not a bad list.
Yeah. So
I mean. I would say Everybody Loves Raymond's a 50-50 up there. It's one of those that you either love it or you hate it.
A lot of people liked it outside of the U.S. because it was dubbed. So, for instance, I know someone, who that they watched the Spanish version. And I watched a little bit of it, and it's just as funny because they're being voiced over.
You're talking about Carla? Or?
Yeah, talk about Carla. So it's being voiced over in Spanish. So she watched it in Puerto Rico. So the crazy part is her and I both loved this show, but she watched it in Spanish. So her and I were watching at the same time growing up.
You know what? Maybe Ray Romano's humor is actually funnier in Spanish.
It's funnier in Spanish.
It's funnier in Spanish. It makes sense now. It's funnier in Spanish.
So all of his dialogue and his lines and everything, when it's said in Spanish, it's freaking hilarious.
And his mannerisms reflect total of that's Spanish. So I get it now.
It was also a hit in Italy as well. That's why they filmed it in Italy in one of the episodes.
Perspective is everything, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's just him, but when you hear the different voice and the voice acting, the show's a hit. So it's a hit in Spain, it's a hit in Puerto Rico.
Did the voiceover actor have his accent too?
I don't believe so, no.
Well, that cringy little accent of his.
No, but it's just I found that interesting that I asked her what was your favorite show growing up. So she said the name of the show in Spanish. I'm like, what the hell kind of show is that? And then that's when I found out that it was Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
And she told me that she would watch it around the same time in Puerto Rico, but it was
out of all those shows that you've chosen, I was surprised you made that one number one.
Because it affected me the most. Like I remember,
because it had those ties to the Italian Jersey influence. Okay,
no. Because of high school, growing up, interacting with my parents, and the characters really resonated with me at home. So Raymond kind of reminded me of me, like growing up. Like I had his attitude as a teenager, and his mother reminded me of my grandma Lucy. The grandfather.
No wonder you and I don't get along.
The father reminded me of my grandpa Pablo a little bit.
Okay.
So it resonated with me, and also a lot of the situations growing up in a big family, and especially in Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans, were very tight. So it's kind of similar to the Italians, where the mother's always cooking and doing this and doing that. They're always coming over. So it really resonated with me. And growing up, I was able to recognize and just like this show. And also, like I said, my parents were able to watch a few episodes with me.
All right. Now, who do you think my number one is?
Wait, hold on. I'm going to play the Spanish. That's weird. It's not going through.
Okay.
I thought it was going to go.
No, I believe you.
No, because it connected with my smartwatch. So it's not going through, but
okay.
But it's interesting that when the shows do
like the voiceovers and crossovers,
when they cross over to another territory,
I know. What do you mean another territory? Like
different areas. Hold on, let me. Oh, here we go. So this is the Spanish one. That's Ray. And this is Deborah. You see, he's singing. And that's Deborah. So
actually, that show might actually be more entertaining in Spanish.
It's entertaining in Spanish because he's not speaking, but you heard him kind of sing a little bit. So that was him telling Deborah. He goes, "Hey, I love you," and so it's really interesting. When
I will give you credit on that one. That actually is probably going to be better in Spanish than it is in English.
Sometimes it depends what your preference is.
Actually, here's something for anybody out there. Take the show Everybody Loves Raymond. keep it the way it is, but every time Raymond speaks, make him speak in Spanish.
Make him speak in Spanish,
And
make him
everybody
speak in
else speaking,
Italian.
and everyone speaking English.
It was a big hit in Italy as well.
I believe it.
They did a crossover
a lot of shows.
episode.
A lot of shows have done well later on I mean, everything from Happy Days to
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many shows that got rebooted with dubbing in
Yeah.
other countries, and they became more popular in other countries.
That happened to Jaleel White. He said a story.
You
He
know.
went to Brazil in 2006, 2012, and the bouncer recognized him. And he says, "Hey, I watch your show. It's on every night." He didn't realize that they're treating it like a new show because they redubbed it.
Yeah, they think it's brand new. Yeah.
So he's just like, brand new. He goes, "What are you talking about? A new episode?" And that's when he told him.
Yeah.
He goes, "No, they're showing it."
Yeah, and they do that in other countries. I mean, that's not abnormal. I mean, but actually, I think Everybody Loves Raymond. I would like to listen to. I may actually enjoy this show more in Spanish than I would in English.
I think you would. You just heard it. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, I just heard two sentences.
Well, it's pretty well, and you hear the audience laughing a little differently and stuff like that. So it's pretty good.
Well, I've seen a lot of Spanish TV to know that they treat their TV entertainment different than Americans do.
Yeah, they put a lot more emotion.
American TV shows nowadays, it's so fake. Like, you watch any of the late night shows and the audience is so fake.
100% fake.
It's everything, because there's no way these guys are funny. The only funny one is actually there are no funny ones.
No, like Everybody Loves Raymond was that last one, because if you watch an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond and you hear the audience laughing, they're really like laughing.
Yeah.
You hear people out of breath, and it's like
Yeah.
people screaming.
Yeah, everything's fake right now.
Yeah,
So,
because there was an episode where Robert has a dummy, and he tells him, and then the father's like, "Hey, how did you know that? You weren't there." And you hear women screaming, laughing.
yeah, there's like, for example, I try to watch some of these modern shows today, and it's like, okay, Cedric and the Entertainer is a little funny, but there's no way he's that funny. He didn't say anything funny, and the crowd just erupts the same as they did before.
Exactly.
So it's.
Oh, you talk about the Steve Harvey show?
Well, Steve Harvey's not funny either.
No.
The Man Who Ruined Family.
The Man Who Stole from Hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was another show on TGIF. It was called
Yeah.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and it was Mark Curry. Same concept.
Yeah, I'm not a Harvey fan, so.
No, I'm not a Harvey fan. No,
But
no.
when you take a beloved TV show forever and then you butcher it,
Yeah.
and people love you for it, it's a sad day.
What is your number one? Give me the year that it started. Start to end.
I'm sure that you would know already. It's
No.
1972,
Um,
and it was based off of a movie. The movie came out in 1970. We actually talked about it in one of our previous episodes. It started in the movie version came out in 1970,
okay.
and then the TV series came out in 72 and 83, and it remains highly relevant
1972 to
for its
1983.
depiction of how people use dark humor to survive high stress, traumatic environments.
Oh, M.A.S.H.
There you go.
M.A.S.H. Yeah.
M.A.S.H was revolutionary at the time. So, and the only reason it's on the list, and other than that, is if you did not grow up during that time, and M.A.S.H was on, even afterwards for the next 10 years, up through the mid 90s. But during the time that it was still on, and those final episodes came on, M.A.S.H was it. Now remember, it's post World War II, Vietnam era. So the Vietnam War era was still active at the time.
It was still relevant. Yeah.
Well, it was still going on.
Yeah.
In a lot of people don't really remember that. The Vietnam War lasted 20 years.
For some strange reason, I thought M.A.S.H was the Vietnam War. I would confuse it.
They used the Korean War to keep it separate. But,
Yeah.
But even the Korean War was a long war, and
Yeah.
and that was still fresh because the Korean War was only in 1950.
Yeah, and that was the main premise of the previous show we're talking about. Everybody Loves Raymond. The father always talked about how he fought in Korea.
And it was one of those things where it was they tried to add humor, and it was funny. There were moments, granted, there were times that a lot of it wasn't funny.
Right.
You know, that they could take something traumatic and try to find the humor in it.
Yeah.
It did have character story arcs from all of them, from the beginning to the end. You know, the final episode, you know, the goodbye, you know, M.A.S.H's goodbye, farewell, amen, was the most watched TV event in history. I mean, it was I mean, if you didn't live through that time and experience that, and then the song, you know what the song is? The intro song. You know what the name of the intro song is? It was so taboo. The name of the song.
No, I have no idea.
It was so taboo. They had to make it an instrumental.
What is it?
The song is called "Suicide is Painless."
Oh my goodness.
That's the name of the song.
That's controversial.
"Suicide is Painless."
Wow.
And if you're 1972 TV,
yeah.
and you want to use this song, you can't. How can you do it? You made it an instrumental. And it became one of the most popular television intros ever.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, there are some episodes with it that I don't really care for because I don't like those documentary series. You said The Office. M.A.S.H. did it then too, right?
Right.
But it was not in the comedic way. It was in a more dramatic way. But M.A.S.H. in itself, for what it was at the time that it was, and then even from the next 20, 30 years, was still impactful in people's lives. You know, and people reference that show a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Great actors too.
because of what it was for its time and what they talked about and what they did.
So you grew up with the reruns, I assume?
I grew up with both.
Okay.
Because it ended in 83.
Right.
I watched, I mean, I was still young when the final versions came out. Like, I remember the final episode, which came out in early February of 83.
I think it broke records, if I remember.
It did.
Yeah.
It was the most watched show ever.
Yeah.
But let's Google this. How many people? Oops.
Yeah, I'll tell you my honorable mention. It would have made the list, but I couldn't put it on ahead of I Love Lucy and the Honeymooners. So for me, my honorable mention while you Google it is Miami Vice.
That's a good one,
that
actually.
almost made my list, but I just had to choose the other two. I loved Miami Vice. I loved watching it with my dad. It was reruns because they would show the reruns. But that was such an entertaining show because they would show the reruns. I can't remember if it was on Fox or something, but I would watch the reruns with my dad and the music and everything. I loved Miami Vice. And then I rewatched it again on Netflix 2012 when they had all the seasons on there.
All right. So mind you, this was 1983, right? 1983. 105, almost 106 million people watched the entire 2.5-hour episode.
Wow.
But they claim 122 million people actually watched some or all of the product.
Wow.
At least 10 minutes worth of the show.
I
122
think,
million.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning this, I do remember reading something about there was a certain town, I don't know where, but during the commercials, so much water was being used because people were using the toilets.
Yeah.
During the commercial breaks.
It held that record for, that was 83. It held that record till 2010. What do you think ended the M.A.S.H. record for most people watching in 2010?
2010. It's not The Office, is it? No, it's not The Office.
I'll give you a clue. It's not a TV show.
Oh. 2010?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm lost.
It was the Super Bowl. It took a Super Bowl
What?
to break the most watched viewed
Was that
show.
the Super Bowl with the Black Eyed Peas?
We'll have to Google the 2010 Super Bowl.
Was it the halftime performance or was it just the game?
It might have been the one with the titty Super Bowl.
No, that's 04.
The titty Super Bowl.
Titty Super Bowl was 2004.
It was the ass grab one. I don't know.
No, because I'm
I don't know.
maybe 2009. What was the Black Eyed Peas? And I think
don't remember,
2010. Okay, so
honestly.
2009 was St. Louis, and I'm trying to remember who won 2010. I don't remember who was in 2010.
So
Was that the Cardinals?
I don't know. I have to Google 2010 Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, 106 million watched the entire 2.5 hour episode, which held that thing. But then it created a spinoff.
No,
which
it
didn't
was
do
it
so
was
well.
Saints versus Colts. The Saints beat the Colts.
Oh, so that was Peyton Manning at the time.
That was Peyton Manning. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Drew Brees.
And I think that was the one that had Madonna, MIA, and some other girl.
Oh yeah, that was Drew Brees and Peyton not Peyton. Yeah, Peyton.
Reggie Bush. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, Kim Kardashian's ex.
yeah. So M.A.S.H, for what it was at the time that it was, and the fact that it's still relevant today, it's probably dubbed in 60 different languages. I mean, it's just, it's still showing, it's got humor, dark humor. People can relate to it. And I think it's one of those time period type shows where,
I'm sorry. I was wrong. The 2010 Super Bowl halftime show was The Who.
Okay.
It was The Who. I'm mixing my
played the
years.
game?
Yeah, so The Who performed. I think I'm talking about the one that had the New York Giants in 20.
So who's
2012.
the 2010 Super Bowl?
No, that was the 2010 Super Bowl where it was Saints versus Colts, and the halftime
okay, you were just saying
performance
who the band was.
was with the band
The halftime
Who.
performer.
Yeah, the halftime
Okay.
performer was the English rock band The Who.
Okay, well, that just proves that an English rock band is better than today's music.
And you want to talk about M.A.S.H? That was it was mentioned and used in a show that I watched with James Franco called 11/22/63, I believe, and that's where he goes back in time and he changes the events of JFK shooting.
Okay.
And the guy asked him, he goes, "What war did you fight?" And he's like, "You fought in a war?" He goes, "Yeah, I fought in Korea." And then he mentions everything from M.A.S.H. He's like, "What was the name of your group?" He's like, M.A.S.H. He goes, "Okay." So he was using M.A.S.H as a way of getting through his false identity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shows. We've named a bunch. One of my honorable mentions. God, there's so many. I could throw Night Court in there.
Knight Rider for me.
Knight Rider. The Jeffersons, Archie Bunker.
Oh yeah.
I would even throw one of my favorites that I watched religiously.
What, Good Times?
Married with Children.
Oh, wow. Yes.
It was
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy, and
1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna go through the four.
I sit there, put my hand in the waistband, kind of a thing, and
yeah.
But
Christina
and then,
Applegate.
and then neither one of us mentioned Friends.
And you know what? I never got into it. I never watched it. I never liked it.
If you go way back, you got the Mary Tyler Moore Show,
Mary Tyler Moore, Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, just 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s sitcoms were a time to be alive and just enjoy them and enjoy those shows.
Now you got Modern Family and stuff.
There's very
it's not that
few
good.
shows today. I'll throw, if we're going to talk after 2000, there's The Office, you said.
The Office I would have chose.
I like
if it was after
Scrubs.
2000.
I like The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
But there's not, from 2000 to 2026 today,
Nothing really.
there are maybe less than 10 shows
The
that,
Office is up there.
but anything pre-2000, we can
Yeah.
name 30, 40, 50, 60 shows
Yeah.
that were fantastic, is, great, versus the modern. So
Now you have a lot of first responder shows. You have the
they had
the
to go
911.
Well, that was
Chicago
okay,
Fire.
So now we can talk about that in a separate episode, because TV shows that had police, medical, fire, drama prior to 9/11
Yeah.
they had different episodes. They have different topics,
ER.
right? ER was different then.
George Clooney.
9/11 happens,
Yeah.
and now you got shows like Rescue Me.
Taliban.
What?
Taliban, but Taliban.
So you got shows like Rescue Me, and then Third Watch, and all these others that came out after.
Oh, I would have chose CSI.
CSI,
CSI Las Vegas.
just original CSI. Is
Yeah,
fine.
Las Vegas. Actually, what's
Criminal
his name?
Minds, NCIS.
SCIS.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of shows after that were just like what you were explaining, which are the emergency response.
Ted Danson was on the end of CSI Las Vegas. Do you
I didn't
remember
watch
that?
Las Vegas. I only watched the first one, just like NCIS.
No, that's the first one. CSI was in Las Vegas with Grissom and everything. So it was CSI, which is in Las Vegas, CSI New York, CSI
to be
Miami.
honest, of the three, NCIS
Yeah,
and Criminal Minds were the two that I watched.
I like CSI, and then your boy from Cheers was on at even Lawrence Fishburne, like towards the end of CSI,
Yeah,
they were both on there because they took over Carl Grissom's spot.
yeah,
But that's 2000s.
yeah.
Yeah. Viva Las Vegas.
Well, anyways, that's our list.
That is our list.
You know, I know we kind of rambled on a lot. I know I did about.
But
that's just because we're passionate, and we hope that you guys are too. And we love to hear what you guys have to say. What were some of the shows that you guys enjoyed the most that were not on our list? Because, like I said, there's a lot out there. So, you know, anyway, we've got a lot more topics coming along. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, help it boost in the ratings. Absolutely. It's a great theme song. People recognize it.
it's a great theme song and interesting show. But all y'all click and subscribe. Thank you for watching Everything R&D.
Peace out. See you next time.